What, you think that Kamala would have been a better president? You think she would be doing better than Donald Trump is doing right now? Yeah, kinda. Obviously. Obviously. And to those same people asking that question, what, you think Kamala would have done better? Yes. Is she friends with Israel or does she defend Israel? Yeah, I already knew that though. She was honest about it. She did not act like she was independent. She was unable of being bought. Donald Trump said this whole time, I do this on my money. I'm paying off my dime. It's all coming from Trump. I can't be bought. Brother, you've admitted publicly that you've taken hundreds of millions of dollars from Israelis, from Miriam Adelson, so you could do whatever bidding they want you to do. Oh, but you think Kamala would be better? Yeah. Kids would not be growing up thinking it's okay to be a piece of trash. Remember Your Body, My Choice? That was because of Trump and his administration that young men thought it was okay to look at and talk about women that way. I can't think of any situation in the world where you actually think that Donald Trump is doing better than Kamala would have done. She had the credibility, she had the experience, she had the competence to actually do well, and at the very least, our foreign relationships would be decent. We would not be the laughingstock of the universe. But if you're out there steadfast and holding strong to the fact that Trump is doing so much better than Kamala ever could have, it is because you are a sexist racist. That is a fact. Whether you can understand and register that or not, I don't care if you agree with it. We can look inward at you and look and see what it is. You are racist. In your mind, it is impossible for you to think that a black person could do better than a white person, when in reality, the white person is only successful because of daddy's money. Trump has never done anything based on his own merit in his entire existence. He's never thrown a hay bale. He's never twisted a screwdriver. He's never done anything to help anybody ever that didn't also benefit him. And then you're sexist because you don't want to think that a woman could possibly be doing a better job. Although she would be better for the economy, she would be better for our allies, she would be better for our foreign policy, she would be better for a million different things. If not the very least, you wouldn't cringe at, oh my God, what is my president going to say on Twitter today? Are they going to threaten a genocide today? That's not what I want to be represented by. I would much rather be represented by a competent black woman. Why wouldn't you?
Who would you rather leave your daughter alone in a room with? Donald Trump or Kamala Harris? That's who you should vote for.
Trump is the closest thing to God.
Trump is the closest thing to God, really?
Absolutely, absolutely.
So you believe that Trump is picked by God?
I believe so. I believe that Trump is blessed by God. I believe that Trump has come from blessed parents. His parents worked for what they had. His parents made him, molded him to become the person that he is.
But so Trump is selling Bibles for $60.
Okay.
Is that he's profiting off of selling Bibles? Is that a godly thing to do?
Is it a godly thing for the Democrats to be okay with killing their babies? Is that okay?
I guess you answered my question with another question.
Okay.
Just answer this question. Is it a godly thing to do for Trump to be?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's a business. He's a businessman. That's what this country needs. What do we need? What are churches doing? When you go to church, don't they ask you for $1? Don't they ask you to do this and that? Churches are businesses. This whole country's a business.
Kamala or Trump?
That's a good question. Let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Who are you voting?
Kamala Harris.
Let's say I'm a Republican. What would you say to make me vote for Kamala?
Oh, okay. Do you want a home?
No.
No, yeah, she has an actual plan for first-time home buyers. Do you want a business?
Yeah.
She wants to give subsidies to small businesses. When you invest in middle class, it goes back into the economy. Trump's 2018 tax cuts, they didn't go towards hiring more workers. They just went to stock buybacks. Are you a fan of stock buybacks?
Stock buybacks? I don't truthfully know what they are.
Stock buybacks are when a company buys its own stock. The wisdom is when a company does well and they make a lot of money, that money is supposed to go into hiring workers and building up their infrastructure. But it doesn't. The money has now gone into buying their own stock, and the stock buybacks generally benefit the C-suite, the executives.
What's the best thing Kamala has done that she's been a vice president?
So she has had more tie-breaking votes than anyone else. She signed off on the American Rescue Plan, saved the pension funds of a ton of unions and multi-employer pension plans. American Rescue Plan, PACT Act, the CHIPS Act. They've strengthened American manufacturing. She's been the tie-breaking vote on all of that. Let's be honest, role of vice president, your job is to break Senate ties and go to funerals. I'll give you an example. What's the best legislation you've seen a vice president pass?
I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Exactly.
Kamala or Trump?
Kamala.
All right, why you say that?
Because I feel like she's a black woman. I feel like black people should support other black people.
No, I appreciate Kamala or Trump?
Kamala.
All right, why you say that?
I'm a black woman.
All right, what are you?
Because I have a black job.
All right, where you work at?
I work in the healthcare field.
Hey, Kamala or Trump?
Hard choice. I consider myself to be fiscally conservative while socially liberal. I'm really not sure because
No, just explain.
we saw him in 2016.
Kamala or Trump?
Kamala.
All right, why you say that?
Well, I'm not trying to die, Seth.
What you mean by that?
Well, how do you think that's going to go if Trump wins? For me personally.
I appreciate Hey, Kamala or Trump?
Kamala, because I'm a black woman and nobody finna take away my rights.
Hey, Kamala or Trump?
Kamala, black queens forever.
Hey, Kamala or Trump?
Kamala. I don't really trust the way that Trump is running the country. He did a bad job during the pandemic. Kamala's better. And she laughed a lot and she's funny.
Hey, Kamala or Trump?
Kamala.
Kamala. She has a more of a personality. She's more empathetic, and I feel like she's younger, so we're on a good track.
Who'd you vote for?
Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris.
Kamala.
What about you?
I don't want to say.
Kamala.
Kamala.
Kamala, duh.
Kamala.
All right.
Kamala.
Neither, man.
Neither. You're going to write in?
No, I'm a libertarian.
Kamala.
Trump, of course.
You're voting for Trump?
Trump, yeah, all the way.
Yeah.
Well, I'm educated, so Kamala.
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 I voted for Joe Stein.
You did?
Yes, Green Party.
You know, politics can reveal just how differently Americans see the future of their country. Well, on this video, we'll look at what some Americans really think about Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, why they prefer one over the other, and what their opinion reveal about the deep political divide in America. Let's watch some of these clips, and please don't forget to like my video, subscribe to my channel, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. All right, guys, let's get into it.
Coming to you from deep red state, Salt Lake City, Utah. I just got back from Costco. I was wearing this shirt. And I got a few comments of, hey, I like your shirt. I got a few dirty looks. And I even had one man who stopped me and he said, hey, can you tell me why you support Kamala Harris? For the sake of this story, he pronounced her name correctly. Understanding that this was an exchange in the middle of a Costco and I couldn't give an answer that 60 seconds couldn't afford, I simply said this. The U.S. presidency is the most powerful seat in the world, and who we choose to give it to communicates so much about our society's current aptitude and where we are as Americans, all the living generations, in our journey of priorities. We've all thought about the concept of what does it do to the psyche of women or a generation of girls when they see that a woman is finally perceived by society as equal enough to men that we are willing to give the highest seat to. But my mind goes to the darker underbelly of that same concept, which is this. What does it communicate to a generation of boys if we were to give the highest seat to a man who has been convicted of fraud and rape? What does it say to a population of men that even if you're convicted of those things, just as long as you've mastered the art of deny, you can still soar to the highest heights that America has to offer? And that there are still tens of millions of Americans who are willing to look past your behavior just as long as you provide them with stories that will make their hate feel justified.
Would you vote for Kamala or Trump? Would you vote for the devil or Lucifer? Would you vote for prostate cancer or breast cancer? Would you vote for evil or more evil, genocide supporter or supporter of genocide? Neither. You would get a third person. And if there isn't a third person, then know that democracy in the USA is not democracy. It's democracy.
I am not a Democrat or a Republican. I'm just a good human who would like to be able to live her life without struggling every single day. I do not like Trump for a number of reasons. I think he is a horrible person, and boy, the list of things that I don't like about him and his followers and his supporters are long as hell. The moment that you state that you do not like Trump, here comes his followers to absolutely attack you up one side and down the other. I don't have to like him. And they assume because I don't like Trump that I like Joe Biden. I didn't like his ass either. And I don't know that Kamala would have been any better. If we're being honest, I don't believe in any politicians because I don't believe any of them actually give a flying fuck about regular ass people. I make more money now than I have ever made in my entire life, and I struggled the same as I did when I made $12 a fucking hour because everything is so goddamn expensive, and people seem to be more worried about illegal immigrants and gay people and trans people than they are the fact that we literally cannot afford to live. You get called the radical left. Just because I don't like Trump doesn't mean that I support all the shit that the Democrats do either. That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. I am not on one side or the other. I am not on team red or team blue. I am on team fucking me and leaving people the fuck alone. My problem is when Trump is in office, it gives the racist and the homophobes a whole fucking platform, and they think they can just get out here and say whatever they want because he promotes that kind of hate. And then they'll turn around and they will claim to be Christians who are doing nothing Christian-like, who have flags and signs in their front yard, but I don't see a cross anywhere. You literally worship the ground that Trump walks on and talk about Trump more than you've ever spoke about Jesus. And Jesus loved all the people, not just the ones that look like you or believe the things that you do. Trump is supported by the KKK and the white supremacists because they feel comfortable doing so. Trump makes this a country where black people and brown people, and gay people and trans people scared for their own lives. And y'all are the people that are doing that. And I'm sorry, but walking around here in your red hats and your t-shirts and you got your flags flying and you got your signs in the yard, you got your fucking bumper stickers, that is weird ass behavior. That is weird. I don't even worship sports teams that I like. And I am fully in support of all the sports that my kids do. I don't own as much stuff to represent their sports team as you do to represent Trump. That is weird behavior. And people being gay or wanting to be in same-sex marriages or trans people who decided they were born one way and decided they wanted to be someone else, that has nothing to fucking do with you. Why do you care? Why do you care? Leave people alone. Worry about yourself. I get up early in the morning. I take my kids to school. I get ready. I work. I pick my kids up. I go to games. I have to cook dinner. I have to go to the grocery store. I have to pay bills. When do you have time to sit at your house and worry about what the fuck somebody else is doing? I am so sick and tired of hearing about Trump. I have deleted so many people off social media because all they do is post about Trump. I don't give a fuck. I do not care. I come on here to see my friends and my family and their pictures and their events, not to see Trump every other day. And the fact that people who support Trump support every irrational decision this man makes, and they will never step out of line and say, hey, that's fucking stupid. That is my problem. Someone on Facebook said, hoping that your president fails is insane. I don't hope he fails. I hope eventually at some point he does something for us. I don't know, lower the cost of fucking living or raise the amount of wages that people get. Do something. This is just my morning rant, and y'all don't have to agree with me. I honestly could care less. But y'all need to stop being on this red or blue team and just learn to be good fucking humans. Care about your neighbors, no matter if they're gay or brown. What is wrong with y'all? It's so fucking weird, and it makes me ashamed.
As a Christian Latina, les voy a decir por qué voté for Trump, why I voted for Trump. I'm not a racist, nor
Hello, Fernanda. I'm making this video in response to your video as to why you voted for Trump as a Latina, and I'm going to go over one reason why I voted for Kamala as a Latino, or maybe two reasons why I voted for her. First and foremost, you started off your video saying you sacrificed voting for Trump because you have immigrant family members. I was raised in a Latino community with Latino parents. They always taught me to care about the community and others, even though I don't know them. And my first thought was, when Donald Trump was running, was mass deportations. As a Latino, I could never wrap my head around voting for someone that supports family separation. That to me is painful, especially for people that they understand. I would never vote for anybody that would harm the Latino community. You also mentioned that you voted for him because the Democrats are the party of sin. I don't think his allegations were any better than anything that the Democrats have said. He was actually a convicted felon. And you also mentioned that in another video that as a Christian you don't judge. You were judging because you were saying that people that select their gender or other genders should not be accepted. First, I myself, I listen and don't judge. That's for God's work to do. He can judge them when it's time. I believe in freedom, and that's what Kamala's campaign was about, spreading unity, freedom, and letting people decide what they want to do. For example, I voted for Kamala because I have a daughter and a wife, and I don't want no man deciding, or any government deciding what they should do with their body. At the end of the day, they should be able to decide what they want to do. I'm here to support my wife and support anybody that wants to have a freedom of choice, and I think we're infringing in that by voting for Donald Trump. He supports a lot of hate, and I don't think God would be pretty happy hearing the things he says about people. But I mean, I'm not the one to judge. God can judge him at the end of the day. But I'm not too sure if he was the best choice out of the two. I understand that Kamala was probably not the best choice that we had, but she was not hateful, and she wasn't coming after people. She was letting people decide what they wanted to be, and I'm all here for it.
Hi lovelies, welcome back to my channel. Before we get into this interesting debate, please don't forget to like my video, subscribe to my channel, and share your opinion in the comments. Trump or Kamala Harris? Ask American that question and you will likely get a different or completely different answer, and that is exactly what makes this conversation so interesting. For some voters, Trump represents strength, economic change, tougher immigration policies, and a return to what they consider traditional American values. All right. They believe this leadership style is direct and that he is willing to challenge the political establishment. But for others, Kamala Harris represents a different direction, a focus on social issues, democratic institutions, healthcare, and continuing many of the priorities associated with the Democratic parties. And then there are voters who don't feel completely comfortable with either of the choice. Some people may like Trump economic policy but dislike his personality. Others may support Harris on social issue but have concern about the economy. And some voters simply want someone who they believe can bring the country together, right? That is why asking who is better isn't as simple as it stands. Better for the economy, better on immigration, better for working family, better on foreign policies, or better at bringing Americans together. Different voters will answer those questions differently. And perhaps that is the most realistic part of American politics. There isn't one candidate that everyone agrees is the perfect choice. So I'm asking you, if you had to choose based on leadership, the economy, and Americans' future, who would you pick? Trump or Kamala Harris, and why? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and please don't forget to like my video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on your notification for more political reaction and thought-provoking conversation about the things that is happening around the world and America. Once again, thanks for watching, and see you in my next video. Bye. Love ya. Mwah.